This NFL schedule release winners and losers edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Shady Rays. SGPN is teaming up with Shady Rays for Shady May. Get 50% off your Shady Rays using promo code SGPN and then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $500. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Just in time for summer, the SGPN store has a new line of mesh shorts. Use the promo code SHORTS at store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com for 10% off.
What's up, everybody? You're watching SGPN. Fuck the Cowboys. Let's go, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Sean, we know the order in which the games will be played.
Oh, listen to that sound. It's the National Football League. Oh man, I love hearing that noise.
I had you. I had the volume set to NBA, Sean. Sorry about that,
Ryan. A lot of people shit on. Oh, it's just a schedule release. But it's the schedule release. Now we know when the games are played. Sure, we knew the teams and opponents, but now
let me ask you a question, Sean. Is it a problem if you release too much? Because for me, it's not. So why are we complaining?
Ryan, I have sword vitality at my disposal.
Sometimes I release in the morning. Sometimes I release at night.
Hey, you can do both.
Sometimes it's a double header.
If you're eating your oysters, get a little lead in your pencil. I got lead in my pencil just looking at this NFL schedule.
All the
National
videos,
Football League.
all the graphics.
Shout out to Roger Goodell. Again, I'm renaming him Goodell.
Hold on, Sean. Come on. If we're gonna talk about our leader, we should salute
to you, Roger.
Yeah, we just need to do this is the salute. This is the NFL salute. Right. We stand and we do one of these and then we sit back down.
YouTube.com/sportsgambling-podcast.
Show respect.
All hail Roger Goodell. Well, apparently there was going to be rumors.
People aren't going to get this.
The NFL. There was a rumor circulating that they may have to push back the schedule release. Because
it was elaborate. It was
because Roger Goodell, they brought in the primetime games. He said, "I don't like it. I don't like this primetime game. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions versus the Chiefs. Game 1. No Atlanta Falcons on primetime." Ryan, your Falcons really got boned. No primetime.
Did they? Laying in the weeds. A true hunting bird. Look, I think, I mean, all right. So I think the take on the Falcons getting disrespected like that.
Yes.
I mean, it's also about the fans, right? Now we're talking about no games that aren't on a Sunday. Chick-fil-A won't be open for any.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. They're really in trouble.
That feels like a name.
D Bettis checking in, of course, fellow Eagles fan. Eagles 13-4. I'd say, D Bettis is a conservative fan.
Super team. Assemble.
I could see you going 13-4. Easy in the YouTube chat, as always, saying best podcast ever. Thanks, Easy. You're the man. Patrick Fisher already talking smack on your Giants, Ryan, claiming they're going to be losing to the Bills in prime time. We will be doing scheduling note. We will be doing, because the NFL Week 1 lines were like leaking before the even games. We will be doing our way too early NFL Week 1 lines podcast Sunday night live on YouTube, youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast.
Right after Sunday Night Football.
I
start stretching.
Well, and now that we have the schedule, Ryan, don't want to tip the hand, but possibly, maybe we need to look back into our modeling system, aka the Sims. Now that we know,
we may have made some contact.
Okay,
we've at least proceeded further into the rabbit hole.
We will be possibly doing some more Sims. Either way, the Sims are pretty fun. Now we know, like, hey, we're actually simulating the NFL season. I was on the great Hoops Peterson show over on VSiN, Ryan, friend of the program, always like mixing it up with hoops, and we were trying to think of ways to make the schedule release more interesting. Hoops and I forget how it came about, but we stumbled into the idea of lottery balls and have the schedule completely randomized. And it is a live drawing. Imagine this. Eagles are on the clock. Game 1, lottery ball. And complete chaos.
You're so close.
Complete chaos. It would be
You're so close.
Must watch TV.
Or what if they do what they actually do, which is the TV executives are drafting the games.
Yes, that's also
as the games are drafted, a room full of nerds is figuring out where the game is going. And to your point, then the ball can kind of pop it into position.
They really
reverse Plinko.
They really screwed the pooch on because. All right, they have a big draft schedule release show. It's kind of a dud, because during all day the games are leaking out. You need to make the schedule live. Don't tell me it's all this. Oh, this is so crazy. That's not crazy at all.
By design, Sean.
Kramer and
the show isn't about the schedule. It's about the expert analyst picking the like who's gonna have how many games they're gonna win, and it's about having guests on. They wanted the leak to happen all day. Everything that our leader wants to happen has happened on this.
Thou shalt not
on the coronation.
Take his.
How
name
dare
in
the
vain.
king put his fucking coronation so close to the schedule release?
All right, we're gonna talk.
We
winners.
bring our game to your country, and this is how you treat us.
Talk winners and losers, but I'll tell you who's a winner of not only the NFL schedule release, but in life. Listeners, because you're getting a sweet ass Shady Rays promo and Shady May. So first off, obviously when you use the promo code SGPN over at shadyrays.com, you get 50% off when you order 2+ pairs of their sick ass polarized shades. And shout out to the international listeners, United Kingdom. I know Jags are going to be over there for 2 games this season. How awesome would it be to support your London Jags, rocking some sweet Shady Rays? New Zealand, a lot of badass listeners down in New Zealand. Australia is home. Of some real degens. And then of course our great buddies up north, Canada. So many countries can order Shady Rays, international shipping. They don't kill you on that. And if that wasn't enough, also if you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady, enter in there for your chance to win $500 in the Shady May contest. So make sure you get those Shady Rays. Loves these polarized shades. Lose them, don't worry about them. Great replacement policy. Lose your shades.
They're going to find a lot in the rivers over in London. all these Floridians coming over like, hey, I'm just going to go for a week. How many Jags fans are going to do the full week?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot of Shady Rays potentially floating around.
And shipping your jet ski over there, that's just a nightmare.
You ride it. You just take. You save money on.
You leave 5 days early. You take the jet ski.
Florida man attempts to follow his Jacksonville Jaguars on jet ski.
Will they bring a hot tub to Wembley Stadium so Jags fans can feel at home?
Well, they're playing at 2 different stadiums too, which is pretty wild.
Easy saying he's gonna get a pair of Shady Rays, rock with those new SGPN gym shorts. Yeah, we got new mesh shorts in the store. Check those out. Promo code shorts, 10% off. All right, Kramer, let's get to it. Winners and losers. I don't know how many you want to do, but I got plenty of both. Should we start off with a loser?
Dealer's choice. Go ahead.
I'll start off with the losers. The New York Football Giants, real losers when it comes to the NFL schedule release.
Why is that?
7 road games in 10 weeks. I know some will say, "Oh, hey, they're better on the road than they are at home." But
you have said that actually. Specifically, you.
Well, it's more just an insult of their home field advantage. I mean,
specifically, you've said that though.
Yeah, but
just to be clear,
slightly better. When you're 4-13, you win. You're slightly better on the road.
Okay.
Giants are the first team to be forced to play on the road 7 times in the first 10 weeks since the NFL reinstated bye weeks all the way back in 1990.
Wow.
I'm hearing, according to my source, Ryan, Roger Goodell, he's not to be trifled with. John Mara called out the commissioner, saying that flexing Thursday night football games was quote abusive.
Yes, I stand with my owner.
Goddell responded by saying, providing the best matchups for our fans is what we do, but we look at all impacts. It's a very important thing to balance between the in-stadium fans and those who watch on TV, AKA you're about to get fucked, New York Giants, by Rodgers.
You know, the only reason this fucking league exists is because the kindness of the Maras to share the wealth to these small, poor cities like Philadelphia and Green Bay, Wisconsin. So
Brian, care
go
to weigh
fuck
in on,
yourself.
Care to weigh in on
Chip on the shoulder.
Okay.
Send us on the road. Oh, against our will? No, actually, much like the other smart franchises in the past, Sean. This was asked for. Obviously, they had
you asked for 7 road games.
They had a lot of long road trips and asking for back to back. So Cardinals 49ers, that will be a back to back. They will have a road trip, Sean. Culture building. They're going to stay out west together. We saw what happened last year when they played in London. Completely debunking the thing. So it doesn't feel like 2 out of 3 to start the season. And then once again, Raiders, Cowboys, they're going to be doing more culture building, Sean. I love it. I love the ingenuity of it. Yeah, it feels like the 3 in a row. Anytime your team gets 3 road games in a row, that's
week 5 to 7 is the black mark for you guys.
Because
certainly you're just always going to lose that 3rd road game.
At Dolphins, at Bills, at Command. Well, they own the Commanders, but that is a very, very tough stretch. You could also argue getting what you asked for, it makes you a winner, and getting those pesky road games out of the way early also makes you a winner. Won't have to do a ton of traveling down the stretch. I don't know. I certainly, it looks very difficult on paper, but when you really think about the fact that it's going to be Dakota Rain Prescott, Colt McCoy, and Sam Darnold to start the season, you're okay with that. Colt McCoy, Sam Darnold, back-to-back road spot, shaking in my boots. You know, Kyle Shanahan showed his cards. He said he didn't want to play the Eagles early in the season because his team wasn't going to be ready. So yes. I love that the Giants are playing the Niners early in the season. So yeah, nice way to be a homer, way to come out and throw shade at the Giants.
So yeah, certainly winners for 49ers. They play the Eagles week 13. Also winners for the Shanahans because as it turns out, they have 3 franchise quarterbacks according to Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan even went on to say
one of my winners.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just
No, you can
No. Continue.
Quote. I'm just adding on. I'm not going to make them an official winner. Because they don't want to be named a winner on the field. They'd rather be in the NFL schedule release. He also followed up. We played that crazy clip of that media guy saying that Darnold was the greatest thrower of the football in 49ers history. Shanahan doubled down on it, saying, "I don't think that's a big controversial statement. Sam's an unbelievable thrower. He was born to do that.
First round talent, Sean.
Yeah, a lot of guys have first round talent." It doesn't always work out.
Losers.
So I gave Giants a loser.
Well, no, were the Niners a winner or was that a loser?
That was just adding on to yours.
Nuggets.
I'm not going to give them an official win.
I'll
give me a loser. Ryan.
I'll give you a loser. NFC teams, only 8 games at home. I mean, absolutely. Again, we solved this problem.
Like we didn't hit on that enough in the win totals. Do you think they're banking that in?
Of course.
Okay.
It's old enough now. Now, I mean, although I will say the early in the process, people do seem to forget the same thing, like the things that happen every year. People seem to forget. We know the schedule's not balanced because our fearless leader hasn't listened to our advice about just have everyone play Thursday night football neutral in Vegas. Done. We've solved it. Everyone plays 8 home games. It's done. We multiple times on this show we've discussed it. So hopefully they'll get their shit together. So yeah. Loser NFC team, winner AFC teams, minus the Jags, because as you mentioned, Sean, the Jags played 2 games in London for the first time since 2013, I believe, when the Jags.
Well, I did list English people under winners because they get back-to-back Jags games and access to Shady Rays.
Also, let me finish why the Jags are losers.
Okay.
The social media team. Did you see what they did? They put their schedule out as if it was a movie script.
Oh really?
Oh, that's not funny. It's not. Why would you allude to the fact that the game is rigged? That's not funny. It's just not funny. And you get 2 London games. Granted, they're back to back. What do you think? What do you think Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do in London for 2 weeks? Let's break that down for a second.
That's a lot.
Well, remember this though, when the Bills are going there, because it's a Bills home game. So the Jags stay in London to play a road game against Buffalo at a different stadium. So I just think that's tough. Also, Sean, did you know what I learned? The Jags will be without a home for at least 2 years.
Yeah,
their stadium is renovated in 2025, 2026. They don't have a home yet. Play the X-Files music. Are we test driving the Jags to have a full season stint?
I think
London?
the back-to-back. I think the back-to-back games in London is definitely like a warm-up for NFL International.
Well, but they don't have a stadium yet. They've done no deals with anyone in Florida. The talks with the Florida Gators apparently have paused. Potentially could the NFL be trying to force them to play a full set of home games in London 2025?
Yeah,
that would be hilarious. So that would make Jags fans even bigger losers because they don't have hot tubs over there.
Not yet. They will make them. They will eventually get them going over there.
Hot tubs?
Yeah,
I don't know. Why would they need hot tubs?
Come on, they love. They can make them giant tea kettles because the English love tea.
If you have a hot tub,
Ryan. It works.
If you have a hot tub and a jet ski in London, send us a picture.
I
need to see it.
Or just one or the other. Even if you're just a London listener with a hot tub or jet ski, please send us that. We'll hook you up. Hopefully it's Malcolm. Or Barry from the Premier League Gambling Podcast. Winner for me, obviously, I got to make the Eagles winners.
Oh
I know the amateur hours saying, their win percentage of teams they're playing is the highest. Well, one, it's because the division last year was really good. 2, they're not basing it off win totals; they're just basing it off of like last year's win-loss record. And obviously, if you're the number 1 seed, you're going to face the first place schedule. Here's what some winners in the Eagles schedule that I like. 2 of their 3 hardest non-division games are at home. They have Bills, 49ers, both at home. Chiefs are on the road, but you get 2 out of the 3 hard non-division games at home. Your Thursday night game is week 2, which you want to play that early, where you're not completely drained from the season. It's Kirk Cousins in prime time. Love that. Already going to get down on that one.
You've really you've expanded. You're just full blown. Just gonna tell me exactly why the Eagles have a great schedule.
Week 10 bye is ideal. They don't have 3 road games in a row like they did last year. That one they don't have 2 Thursday night football games, which I think is a bit of a definitely a loser for some teams. So yeah. Eagles winners.
Yeah, so I'll give you a loser based off of that. Teams with 2 Thursday night football games.
Who do we got?
The list is pretty expansive. I'll start with the more obvious. Everyone who plays on Thanksgiving has another Thursday night game, which almost feels unfair. Seattle, San Francisco, Dallas, Washington, Detroit, and Green Bay. Sean, has noticed a trend? All NFC teams. Then you have the.
Did they talk shit on Goddell as well?
No. I mean, the Giants, funny enough, didn't get 2 Thursday night games, so maybe you should stop reading the tabloids. Jets, I'm counting their Black Friday game as a weeknight game, and because of that, they have 2. And then you have teams with 2 natural. I'll call them natural Thursday night spots. Pittsburgh, Chicago, and New Orleans. So if you notice, the only 8 of these 10 teams are in the NFC. So if your team's in the NFC and they don't have that, it feels like a nice little bump there, a little advantage.
Yeah, we know
these games suck. Like, it's the number one thing that you hear the players actually complain about.
Another loser for me, the Seattle Seahawks. I think we were all over how short Steelers travel was last year, and basically
didn't leave the
times only once. Just very good travel, lowest mileage. On the opposite end, the Seattle Seahawks they're not playing an international game, and in spite of that, they still have to travel more than 31,600 miles this upcoming season, including crossing time zones 36 times. Most in the NFL. They also have the dreaded 3 games in 11 days, 2 of which are on the road. So I know everyone's all in on the Geno train. Hey, Seahawks, they paid Geno. He's the man. I just don't think it's quite that simple. AKA why I think the Rams are an interesting future price, at least early on in this process. But I think Seattle, very tough schedule. Definitely a schedule loser.
It's worth noting. I do think Seattle probably is near the top of this list most years, just based on where they are, and like even they have division games like down to Arizona and LA.
Sure, but they usually, I think it also includes them. I feel like they're often in the international, and they're not this year.
Maybe, yeah. I trust that Pete Carroll understands the body clock. We've discussed this before. Body clock master. All right.
But the 3 games in 11 days, that's
tough.
super tough.
Another winner for you.
What do you got?
Chargers social media team.
Oh, okay.
Once again creating cool video, but that's not why I'm calling them a winner. I'm calling them a winner because they basically each if you didn't see last year's or this year's, you should go check it out, but each frame or each section of the chapter of the video is just the game they're playing. And there's a whole bunch of little Easter eggs and messages. And for the Detroit Lions one, it's not clever or sharp. It's just right in your face. All of the numbers to call if you have a gambling problem, because a bunch of guys,
Jameson Williams,
dudes like lost their job. Oh, just fucking cold blooded. I absolutely love that.
If only
especially
the Chargers,
coming from the fucking team that.
If
that
only
just
the
shat
Chargers'
bed.
actual team had as much chippiness as the Chargers social
All right, Sean,
media.
I'm gonna describe the Cowboys section of this because you're gonna love it. It's basically the news clipping where Dak is taking accountability, and then it cuts to Dak like superhero mode, standing like this, and a bus that says Cowboys social media team just about to run his ass over. It was pretty delightful.
Yeah,
I
love
Chargers. Kudos to them.
The trash talking that they did was it's always fun. Getting people getting chippy.
It's revolutionary, some might say.
Ryan, as far as just kind of straight football stuff, we've been doing a ton of those underdog fantasy best ball drafts, promo code SGPN. Talk about week 17 kind of being that final week where you can win that $1 million, or what is it, $15 million in prizes up for grabs.
3 million this year, maybe the first.
I seen the Colts, and I've been slowly. I think Twitter. I think fantasy football Twitter is going to be on him as well. I don't think he's going to be shocking the world, but I do think Anthony Richardson, for me, giving him a slight bump because they're playing week 17 at home against the Raiders. To me, you're talking about a fantasy situation that is ideal. Week 17 at home against the Raiders, perfect time to run up a score. Yeah. He'll probably be in by then if he didn't start the season. The more I'm thinking about Anthony Richardson with the read option with Jonathan Taylor, I think it's going to create a bunch of rushing opportunities. And I could see that game kind of being a shootout. Not a lot of defense on either end. To me, I think I'm going to get some, imagine getting some Devontae Adams bring back with my Colts best ball share. So slight winner for some early Colts best ball action.
It's kind of like you getting into Trey Lance a couple of years ago. I like this.
I don't know about Trey Lance.
No, I know. I'm just comparing you getting into Anthony Richardson, like all the Trey Lancers from a couple of years ago.
They thought Trey Lance was going to be like an awesome quarterback. I think Anthony Richardson is going to get a decent amount of rushing yards as a quarterback. Now, there's a point where if he gets steamed up too much, and he's already getting enough buzz early that I think by the time August comes around, maybe I'm not drafting him because he's gotten like crazy high. Okay. Like he's not going to be my QB1.
Favorite week 17 game. Okay. Not count Bengals. Put the Bengals and Chiefs off to the side. What's the sneaky, the low key game?
What game is going to win us $1 million?
No.
You know me, Ryan. I always like to avoid division games.
Can I give you one? Steelers Seahawks.
Seahawks non-conference. Is
both,
it?
both like, all right. So TJ Watt gets hurt. Seattle has a mediocre defense again
The problem is it's January or
in
wait, what is it?
Seattle.
What is it?
December 31st.
So yeah, December 31st in Seattle. Weather could be an issue.
Don't love it.
You have to like Lions at Cowboys. Just a Cowboys team whose defense will get rest. Lions revenge game, dome like scenario there.
I mean, the Colts game you mentioned earlier is in a dome.
Is in a dome, non-division game. It checks a lot of the boxes there.
The Jags Panthers, a lot of unknowns there. You can take a lot of fun like bringbacks for your Jags stacks, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Packers at Vikings is interesting, but again, those division games end up tightening up and not being quite as interesting for fantasy.
I'm gonna my Sam Darnold, Debo McCaffrey double is gonna be brought back by Terry McLaurin every time. Maybe Jahan Dotson. Let's go. All right. Let's do a loser.
Okay.
Sean, did you know? This blew my mind. No more conference alignment with the networks.
What?
So yeah, I know.
What? How am I just hearing this?
Wait, you didn't pick this up in the research?
No, I knew that they couldn't protect games, but I didn't know
scuba
it
diving
was,
over here.
So what? It's going to be Fox and CBS, and like there's going to be no.
Even more reason to show us the draft. It seems as though they literally are just drafting games. And if I was the NFL, Sean,
yes,
this is what I would do. I would have you don't have to decide this right away. Have a weekly fucking draft. Let Sunday Night Football come in and grab whatever game they want.
Yeah. Oh man,
and
imagine
then just have a draft.
Imagine after
Fox
Sunday night,
CBS.
you're exhausted, but then you get to see the game draft for the next.
Yeah. What I mean,
or that's the Monday night pregame show.
Oh.
Just imagine that, Ryan. You're sitting there, just like, okay, wait, what are they gonna do? Who's gonna air the game?
But it does mean we would be standing with John Mara saying that we don't want Thursday Night Football flexible.
I can't go against my guy.
I think I as a individual and a human, I do not believe in Thursday night being flexible.
I might agree, but I'll defer to the commissioner in all leagues.
But let's
all
compromise. Everyone goes to Vegas for a Thursday night game.
I said it a while ago. There's 17 games. Vegas should be the neutral site. Every fan base is guaranteed one Vegas game. It's the ultimate thing. It makes way too much sense. Put the Raiders back in Oakland, or put them in, put the Chargers back in San Diego. Bring the Raiders, as annoying as it would be living in LA, bring them back to LA, or put them in Oakland. They'll be fine.
So yeah, it was the NFL audience, because that is potentially horrible if you're not used to hearing Tony Romo calling your team's game that often. That could be really horrible.
Jim.
I got to be honest. There's just differences. Like, call me an old man, but the way the shot looks, like Fox is better. Everyone knows Fox is better at 100%. Doing football or doing live sports.
It's Fox.
CBS
music.
Is fine. They're fine. They do March Madness. They're fine. TNT really kind of helps them do that better, but they're fine.
This is Fox's music.
Yeah, fucking come on. All right. Also, I'll sprinkle this on top. And you shared this with me in the office today, so apologies if you were going to bring this up. But thought NFL going to YouTube TV was going to fix everything, and it was going to be awesome and great and beautiful, and unlike the product they created with DirecTV, nope. What was the max screen, Sean? 2.
Well, let's see. I'm waiting for official words from Goodell.
Let's call them out. Here's what I would say. God's eyes 8 screens.
Yeah.
You can assume that's. I mean, we're a small business. Now, I wouldn't even say medium-sized business. We're small business. So you can assume there might be bigger, but at minimum, let's figure out a way to let people see what the screen. They want more screens. Let them pay for more screens. Don't make it so goddamn difficult.
Yeah, we'll pay extra. NFL,
or we'll just steal
it. Losers.
I'm smarter than you. We'll steal it.
I did list God's Eye as a loser because Scott Hansen. Again, I have beef with. He tweeted out the early and late split of the games. I'm counting 1, 2.
I threw up in my mouth when I heard
4,
this.
5, 6, 7, 8 different NFL Sundays or Sunday likes experiences where there are only 3 games in the late window. We got 8 TVs, NFL. Come on.
Threw up in my mouth.
And these
the rest are 4. They're only 4. Why not more? Why not more?
Yeah, at the 4 should be the very minimum. Week 3 and week 4, they're doing 9, 10 a.m., 3, 1 p.m.
You're gonna make us fucking drag out the teardrop.
What is going on here?
7's perfect. Here, I'll tell you why.
Because then we get one red zone.
Red zone plus 7 games. It's perfect. Just God, how do they not hire us? We'll do it. We'll do it for very low wages. We'll help you fucking schedule this shit. You got it almost right. I understand you're trying to get that time slot. You don't want the late game. Whatever. It's football. People will watch it.
Speaking of helping you out, hey, you know who's helping you out? Talkify. That's right. Our great commissioner, Roger Goodell, does a great job of matching teams with their correct dates, times, schedules. It's a lot of work. They do all the heavy lifting. As NFL fans, we're just going to sit back and enjoy the National Football League. Talkify does the same thing when it comes to matching you with your perfect partner. Again, dating not easy, right? And you go on the apps, you're swiping, you're dizzy. Maybe you've been in a long-term relationship, you break up, you didn't have apps when you were first dating. You're lost. You're as Malcolm likes to say, you're a bird during an eclipse. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to find some great ladies or whatever your match is. You don't know how to find them. Talkify is here to help you meet that match. Again, they ask you, hey, what are you looking for in a partner? Not a Cowboys fan. All right, awesome. Get that down. They do the background checks, video interviews. They ask the tough questions. They ask the questions that are too awkward for first dates. They take care of it. And Talkify is committed to helping you find your match. 80% of their clients met their person within their first 12 matches.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Right now, Talkify is offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client at Talkify.com/SGPN. Talkify.com/SGPN for 20% off when you become a client. Talkify.com/SGPN.
I got a winner for you, Sean.
All right, I'm here for it.
Aaron Rodgers, our hero, has made his way to the big city and now will play in prime time. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Not 4, not 5, 6 primetime games for the Jets. They're going to get their ass kicked by the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers, maybe the Raiders, the Dolphins, probably not the Browns. In primetime, no one needs week 17 Jets Browns.
Ryan, I added ayahuasca to my list of winners because what better way to get your message out than being on prime time and sharing the good. He is probably one of the more famous people that's taken him and Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, obviously very big audience, much like Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, that's a crazy. I mean, the Jets could be this year's Broncos team, right? Because they, Ryan, right?
Hackett's literally on the Jets.
Yes, it makes too much sense. The Denver let me get this right for the clip. The New York Jets could be this year's Denver Broncos. They bring in a big name free agent quarterbacks that some may think is past his prime. They bring in Nathaniel Hackett to appease that quarterback. They think they're going to be awesome. They give him all these primetime games and the offense ends up being a complete unwatchable disaster. That could happen.
I mean, look again. I love this. This is going to take a lot of attention away from the New York Football Giants. Like good, bad, like for whatever is going on in New York, it's going to be.
You guys will be the second team.
It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers wins. The Jets lose though. This is beautiful. Think about the numbers he's going to do on McAfee on Wednesday every week.
Yeah, is he still doing his McAfee shows?
Why? Yeah, why wouldn't he be?
It's true.
That's his connection to the people, Sean. The Chargers social media team also includes a darkness retreat jab in the video. So very, very funny. Definitely check it out.
Ryan, got another winner for you here. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Yep. Big winner here.
You said it.
Big
I
J.
heard Roger Goodell. I don't think that's what you said though.
No, Jesus Christ, as you know, his birthday is December 25th.
You keep mispronouncing Roger Goodell.
What better way to celebrate your birthday than with 3 NFL games? You maybe you can watch a little bit of, I mean, between that and the NBA slate, you'll be it's going to be awesome.
I love
you
it.
have a 10 a.m. These are West Coast time, 10 a.m. division games with Raiders Chiefs. God loves division games.
Yeah.
And then a 1:30 kickoff, Giants at Eagles. Eagles dominate the Giants. No chance Christmas gets ruined. And then Ravens at 49ers, a delightful nightcap, a non-conference matchup that feels, I know they're not in the same division, but it almost feels like they're in the same division. That should be a really good game. And then, of course, it's also a winner for me because I know what I'm going to get every one of my friends and family, and that is a Boston Scott anytime touchdown bet.
Oh, that's
what better way? Just imagine the viral video, me, friends, family going nuts when Boston Scott hits that first touchdown, presents everywhere, or unwrapping. I'll film my brother unwrapping a gift, and it's just a printout of a Boston Scott anytime touchdown.
I like this idea. This is excellent.
I think maybe we can get a campaign of people gifting Boston Scott anytime touchdown bets.
Yeah.
So big winner, Jesus and myself.
Shout out to Jesus and you, Sean.
Thank you.
Let's see. What else do I have? We did
Any
Seahawks. We talked about the Jags. I know we already talked on, but it really does blow my mind that we're gonna have to potentially listen to Nance more than we normally would. Nance and Romo. Any update on Tom Brady? I know we saw Robert Kraft created clickbait this morning by saying Tom Brady's coming back to be honored. Week 1. You see how he did that long pause? Which, by the way, Robert Kraft getting old. Maybe he doesn't need to do the Zoom style media appearances.
Brian, I'm not here.
Skin's looking rough.
I don't want to be kicked off YouTube for peddling false information.
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna ask some questions.
Oh, okay. You have questions?
Tom Brady, one of his what do you think is some of his most embarrassing losses? Had to be the Super Bowl, right? FTX. Yeah, that was probably his biggest. Maybe they get Sam Bankman. I mean, you're joking with FTX, but the Eagles play at the Patriots week 1. So Tom Brady will be quote unquote honored in a game where he's a team that gave him nightmares, the Philadelphia Eagles, that took down his chance to win that 8th Super Bowl, beating him 41-33. Nick Foles. I mean, if I'm the Eagles, I'm trotting out Nick Foles as an honorary captain, because then maybe he can finally get that handshake from Tom Brady. Shake his hand, Tom. Shake his fucking hand. Wow. He earned it.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay, I'm here for it.
How does Brady avoid going to this Patriots game?
Well, I thought he was going to be working for Fox.
But he couldn't.
But we picked this up digging through the Instagram files of employees of Fox, but he didn't show to the offsite. So maybe he won't show up. Maybe the parenting thing's real. He's just gotten really into being a dad.
Yeah, that
open
usually
mouth
happens.
kisses with his son. His son's getting to that age where it's probably a little awkward. The conversations are stretching out because it's like, Dad, why are you making out with me like this?
So there's no way Tom Brady, I'm sure, doesn't want to have his segment, his ceremony where he's being honored right in front of the Eagles. That's kind of embarrassing. I would imagine he wouldn't want to do it. What could he do to avoid that situation?
Be in the booth?
Oh, maybe.
That's kind
but then he's still there.
That's a classy way to do it.
Still there. Tell you this, Ryan, looking at the Eagles schedule, they have a number of primetime games as a primetime program. You would expect that. Monday, September 25th, Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
So Roger Goodell, in all his wisdom, infinite wisdom, Ryan, let me ask you this. Do you think Roger Goodell, we knew that he was angry enough to turn down the primetime schedule? Do you think his request to the schedule makers were, give me an early primetime game with Kyle Trask at quarterback? Do you think Roger Goodell's request to the scheduling committee was give me a primetime game, early Monday night game with the possibility of Baker Mayfield starting? Do you think those were any of his requests?
Baker sells. Baker does numbers.
Or
Baker gets views.
do you think he knows?
I like this angle. I like your angle.
Maybe TB12 isn't quite done.
I love the angle. I think you're probably right to say, hey, why? Like in general, my reaction to most of the Monday night games were, what the fuck? Like, why is this a Monday night game?
Yeah, Monday night game.
Actually, you know what? Let's real quick do this. It's not like we have anything else to do. Jets.
I do have one more loser.
Jets Bills. Ooh. And they're doing that weird thing, Sean, where the double Monday night game is now week 2. So you have Pittsburgh and Cleveland, New Orleans and Carolina. I guess they're divisional games. Okay. Are they doing multiple Monday night football games in week 3 as well? What are they doing to us, Sean? Tampa. That's the Tampa Philly one. Are you guys the early game? Yeah. Or is it the late game? What's going on? What are they doing here? I didn't really double click too much on these Monday night situations, but a lot of these games are they're questionable. Giants play the Packers on Monday night. Like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that in the office.
Minnesota, San Francisco. There's just like these games are strange. Like Jets, Chargers.
Well, Jets Chargers, I do think is actually you got Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert. I mean that. Ryan, as someone who's in the
Aaron Rodgers honks,
as someone who's in the YouTube thumbnail discussion, that thumbnail is very easy.
What?
Who's on Ryan? I'm going back to this Bucks Eagles game. Who's on the thumbnail for the Bucks?
Hey, Baker Mayfield,
Mike Evans,
Bruce Arians,
Bruce
Arians,
Coach of the Year, Todd Bowles, 75-1.
Anything else you? And by the way, you know what? Aaron Rodgers. My favorite thing about the press releases that came out today, Aaron Rodgers to play on first ever Black Friday game. How many bad Darkness Retreat jokes are we going to get that week? Aaron Rodgers used to the darkness on Black Friday. I mean, come on.
All right, Ryan.
You got more?
Yeah, my last loser is, of course, the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers. Not only did they lose...
Poor Katie.
Not only did they lose the NFC Championship game, and they lost their quarterback, and they also lost the respect to Josh Johnson by saying, he's not a real part of the team and not a real quarterback.
Wow.
I'll say this: Josh Johnson will start more career games than Brock Purdy.
Oh boy.
Kyle Shanahan said, "quote I don't like going back to Philly again. My wife is bitter about it. She didn't like her fan experience in the stands, so she's not going this time." Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry you didn't have a great fan experience. I didn't know that was our job let's make sure Kyle Shanahan's wife has a good time. She doesn't have a great fan experience.
Would you like fries with that, Mrs. Shanahan?
What could you imagine? Hey guys, everyone quiet. Let's cheer Kyle Shanahan's wife here at the game.
You know the scene in Remember the Titans when after the kid gets paralyzed, his mom shows up to the game and they all clap. They want that kind of welcome for Kyle Shanahan's wife.
Here she comes.
That's so kind of the look at the way they're clapping lightly like it's a golf event.
Oh God. All right, Ryan. Hey, what else? You got anything more?
Well, I mean, we were looking at the calendar. Team previews are not that far away.
Team previews right around the corner. We got a massive week of podcasts coming up next week. You got the PGA Championship, Preakness.
I mean, I'm sure we'll find a way to talk about more. We're gonna be
I guess we'll have the crowbar in USFL, but Sunday night, Sunday night early, just blowing through the week 1 NFL lines. Ryan, do you know the line? Giants.
I haven't looked at anything.
Cowboys. Wait, let me just double check this.
I've looked at nothing. I don't. Not until I go through my process will I look at it.
Yeah, because we're gonna do like a rapid, way too early.
Actually, maybe I'll try to hold out until the show. We'll see.
All right, let me see.
You
Oh
want me
wow,
to-
there's already been movement on the Eagles spread. Do you know the Eagles spread?
I don't know. I've not looked at anything. I'm
Okay.
telling you this.
Do you want-
ask me the question?
Okay, Eagles. What do you think the Eagles spread is? Eagles at Patriots.
And what time's the game?
It's a 125 West Coast kick.
Eagles minus 3.5.
Open at 3.5. It's been bet up to 4.
Okay, that's fine.
Giants hosting the Dallas Cowboys Sunday night football. I'm sure we'll be in Las Vegas.
Cowboys minus 2.5.
Ooh, you nailed it.
Not my first fucking rodeo. That one was
Sharp.
Easier. I wasn't sure about the Eagles one. The way that you were excited, I knew it had gotten bigger.
I guess I'm just excited because we have lines for NFL games, Ryan. We know the schedule. We know what's going to happen. Back talking week 1 NFL picks Sunday night. Make sure you toss us a nice rating, review, subscribe, get those SGPMS shorts, pretty fire. Promo code shorts 10% off there. Smash the subscribe button.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Stay tuned. Draft day 3 loading.
Kramer. Let it ride.